Hey, listen. Is it really true that you guys received $5 million from your husband's parents after they passed away?
What?
Oh, I guess I meant that Dave got $5 million from his parents' will, right? Man, but really, who would have thought that his parents had that kind of money just sitting around all the way until their passing? So I wonder why I ended up divorcing a man like him now. Had I known about all that cash, then I never would have left him.
I'm sorry, but who is this?
Oh, I'm sorry for getting so carried away there. I am Dave's ex-wife, Gloria. And you should be Summer, right? You and him got married around 10 years ago, correct?
That's true. But how come you know my phone number? And how do you know about my husband's money that he just received?
There is nothing in this world I don't know about. And one of those things that I started to know about recently was that my ex got married again. I don't get it though, considering he told me that he'd love me forever and ever. Well, this is probably another reason why I chose to divorce him back then.
Well, when you stab someone in the back and then divorce them, they tend to stop loving you anymore.
Huh?
I've heard quite a bit about you myself from Dave. You just got up and vanished one day out of Dave's sight without ever telling him, right? There was another man you ran off with, right? And that's why you left him with a stack of divorce papers on the counter that you had already gone through and filled out. That's all I've heard from Dave about what happened then.
Oh my, so you do know about what happened between us. Well, since you seem to know so much about me as well, that'll help us move this conversation along. There is actually a very good reason for why I'm contacting you today. I'm sorry to ask this, but can you please go tell Dave that he needs to hand me all that money he got from his parents?
What? You want me to tell him that he needs to give you that $5 million?
Yes, that's right. And the reason I ask that is because I'm his ex-wife. I also have a right to that money.
Huh?
I've been trying to contact Dave about this time after time already. But ever since the divorce, he's been ignoring me completely. That's why I had no other choice but to look up his wife's contact info and reach out to her. Therefore, can I ask you to please send him that message I've told you?
Hold on for one moment. Why do you think you have any right to that money he inherited from his parents?
Because I have the right. I mean, back when I was married to him, I had to live together with his parents at their house.
Huh?
Back when living with his parents every day was so hard for me. As his wife, I was forced to do all the chores there. I had to cook for everyone and clean for everyone. Literally anything his parents and him didn't want to do was given to me. But because of all that work I put in, you can say that I was a better caretaker for both his parents than Dave was, right? That's why, as a thank you for all that time and effort I sacrificed, I should be given at least a percentage of that inheritance. As a thank you? I have heard from many people before that as someone who took care of them while they were growing older and older, I have a right to some of their things. So considering that I put in all that work for those two, shouldn't I get something in return now? At the very least. I think $100,000 would be enough to satisfy me. $100,000 at the very least. It was so hard having to live with his parents. You should be able to understand where I'm coming from here since you're his current wife. Don't you think that's a fair amount to be asking for right now?
Not at all. The only thing I'm thinking right now is when is this clown going to shut up? I have heard all about the time you had to live with his parents alongside him, and as far as I can tell, what you got in the end is what you deserve. Wasn't the reason for you having to live with them in the first place the fact that you went and used up all of Dave's money that was meant for a new house on yourself? And so as punishment for that, he had you and himself move back in with his parents and made sure they worked you enough to make up for all that money of his.
What? Dave's even gone and told you all about that part as well?
From what all I've been told, you were forcing Dave to work and bring in all his money for your sake. He had even tried to ask you to take some time off from doing the chores if you wanted, as long as you got a part-time job or something to help bring in money for your spending. Yet you never listened to him and just continued to use him as though he was your wallet or something.
That was...
He told me that every time he'd confront you, all you'd reply with is saying that you only wanted to do the most simple chores in the house. Therefore, there was never a moment where you went and helped Dave earn more money for the house by getting a part-time job. And then, when you started to get upset with his parents for working you all the time in their home, you would leave at night to go mess around with another man. So, can you tell me again, Gloria, what part of that is a good enough reason for you getting any bit of that inheritance he got from his parents?
You're a real annoyance, aren't you? Just because you're his freaking wife does not mean you get to talk to me like that. You're the one that ended up marrying my leftovers. So do you really think that someone in your position can talk to me like that right now? Excuse me? I want to talk to Dave about all this, so shut the hell up and go let him know I need to talk. Stop trying to get in my freaking way when all I'm asking for is $100,000 from him.
I wasn't trying to get in the way of you or Dave, to be fair.
Well, then you shut up and do as I asked. Now you go and let Dave know what I've said. You're going to tell him all the details, right? I'm so sorry, Summer. But it looks like I'll be getting that $5 million from Dave after all.
Excuse me?
But this is all because of you as well, right? You went ahead and told him what I was asking for me. You are much like Dave's and my Cupid right now.
I'm not really sure what all you're talking about right now, so could you please walk me through again what happened?
Actually, just a little while ago, I got in touch with Dave again. I thought he was calling me to say that he'd be sending me some money soon, but instead he actually asked to come and see me in person. He said he had some really important stuff he wanted to talk to me about. And considering it had been so long since we last saw one another, he asked if we could talk over lunch or dinner. This has to be him trying to get back with me, right? He's going to come with all that money he inherited and propose to me again like he did so long ago.
I'm not sure that's what's going to happen at all. I'm sure you just have the wrong idea here, so could you please keep all of that to yourself from now on?
Wait, how is any of this the wrong idea? I happen to be prettier than you and use all kinds of higher-end cosmetics than you. I know for a fact that he's going to want to get back with me, and that's why he's coming out to talk with me in person.
Huh?
And another thing with Dave. For the longest time now, he's been ignoring me, right? But when I sent him a picture of myself looking my very best, he started to reply to me again like things had never changed. And that's when he told me he has something he wants to talk about, so we'll meet in public to have that talk.
You sent him a picture of yourself? You would really do something like that to someone else's husband?
Well, starting really soon, he's going to be coming back to me, so what's the big deal? I am so looking forward to the dinner we'll be having soon. I think I'll wear a really nice dress today to prepare for that proposal he has for me. Oh, but there's also a chance that tonight we'll be staying out at some hotel, so I need to be ready for that. I'll make sure to get myself all prepared for that as well now, too.
Would you cut all that out right now? Dave is not going out to see you with the intent of getting back together.
I understand that you want to think something like that, but Dave is back to being focused on me again. That's why after so many years of ignoring me, he's finally stopped trying to evade me and is coming right back. You're going to be tossed aside in only a couple more hours, so you'd better get yourself ready for that divorce.
What?
I need to get a head start on filling out all the papers for our marriage now as well then. He's already putting in all the work to finally come back to me tonight, so the least I could do is get that paperwork already. And then both Dave and all that inheritance will be mine.
Dave's parents are still alive, you know.
What?
I can't do this anymore. There's no way I can ask Dave to go and meet with someone as mentally unstable as you now. So in order to keep him away from you, I'll tell you everything you need to know right now. All of the things you have been confused about this whole time.
Confused about what? By the way, what the hell are you talking about by saying his parents are still alive? Dave just got $5 million as an inheritance from them. If his parents hadn't died, then how would he have been able to get that kind of money from them?
You are partially correct. Dave did in fact get $5 million as inheritance. But whoever told you that that money came from his parents?
Huh? Just by hearing that, wouldn't it normally be the case that he got the money from his dead parents? Let me ask you this, actually. If it wasn't from his parents that he got that inheritance, Then who the hell did it come from?
From your parents, Gloria.
Huh? From mine?
Yes, that's right. Your parents went ahead and gave Dave $5 million after they passed away. It was written in their will that he get that amount of money, so there was no way we could say no to it. The lawyer told us when handing over the money that your parents wanted him to have the money as a way of saying sorry for their terrible daughter. And that even though he wasn't related to them by blood or anything, he was still like a son to them. So that's what ended up happening.
Huh? No way in hell that happened! Stop trying to lie about something as serious as that!
I'm just telling you the truth is all.
How is any of that the truth? My family is just your average family, and neither of my parents would have ever had $5 million just sitting around. And hold on, they aren't even dead yet. So tell me, when did they actually die, and what would have made them give their daughter's ex all of that money? I have no idea what you're going on about right now, and I might consider you more mentally unstable than myself now.
I'm sure to you both your parents may have seemed like any other family, but in reality those two were very good at saving up money. And I'm really sorry to have to break it to you this way, but your parents are long gone.
What? You're really going to continue telling me that sick joke?
This must mean you had no idea what happened then. That's why Dave wanted to meet with you in person. And actually it was me that convinced him to go out and talk with you in person about all the important details. And well, that all happened around the same time you sent him that picture of yourself to try and get him to talk. Dave has never ever thought about getting back together with you, and to be honest, he doesn't even really want to see you in person.
Wait a second. It's not that I don't understand you, but rather I'm totally blanking on what's happening right now. What do you even mean when you say that my parents passed away?
Later on, you can listen to what Dave has to tell you when it comes to your parents passing. And when that time comes, you will listen to him in a serious manner and will stop trying to talk about getting back together again, right? Now, I need to get going.
Give me back my inheritance! That $5 million should be going to me! Why do I have to sit here and let that money go to my ex and his wife now?
You already heard about everything from Dave yesterday, right? You never answered any of your family's calls or texts, and so this is what you get for completely ignoring all of them.
Shut the hell up! I'm going to go over there and steal all that money back right now. I'll make sure all $5 million are back in my hands. What? I never actually knew my own parents had all that money saved up before their deaths. I could have sworn they didn't have much money at all, and they never once lived like celebrities or anything like that while I was around. And how was I even supposed to know my dad got into an accident and died, and that my mom became sick a year later and passed from that? How the hell could they just give Dave all their money just because I didn't answer some stupid phone calls? I will not let this happen to me.
If you have some complaints about how things turned out, why don't you go and tell that to their gravestones? They were the ones that chose to give Dave this money, so you have to talk to them.
Shut up! I'm tired of talking about this with you, so get that goddamn money together and wait for me to come over and get it. I'll be bringing a lawyer along with me who knows all about that kind of stuff as well, so you won't be able to say a single thing. I'll make sure that $5 million all comes back to me.
Guess there's really no other option now. You are more than welcome to come here with that lawyer of yours, but know that the moment you step foot on our property, you will be owing my husband $50,000. So if you don't want to pay that, stay the hell away from us. After my last text, I never heard from her again. I told Dave what she'd been saying, just in case, but he wasn't worried. He already got $5 million and didn't care about the $50,000 from her. In fact, he said my remark about it might have been just enough to keep her out of our lives for good. As for Gloria, she started lying to loan sharks, claiming her husband had $5 million coming in and used that to borrow large amounts of money. But once they realized it was a lie, things took a dark turn. She began struggling to outrun them, and recently we heard that some of the people she borrowed from were far more dangerous than she expected. Word is she's no longer in the US, likely forced to flee to escape the mess she created. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.